And of course, if you got any questions, you can always ask your questions. Raise your hand. And we'll get started. All right, let's see here. Okay. All right. Are we live? Yeah, we live. Okay. All right, so we have Matthew 22:36. Hey, Shalom, y'all, by Shem Yahshua, to all my brothers, Shalom, y'all, Shamar, Alatham, by Shem Yahshua, to all my sisters, I.S.U.P.K, Minneapolis, with the Brotherhood class. First things first, I just want to clap it up. See what I'm saying? Once again, we are back again with another class. Of course, as you see, every single Tuesday and Wednesday, we always come outside, you know what I mean, teach the work of the Lord in these classes outside, you know, every Saturday. But right now, the weather is, you know, it's hounding us down to the point where we just got to teach inside and get more creative to do the work of the Lord. All right. And today's class is very important today. It's about holding grudges or having anger or hatred towards another brother or sister. Now, we talk about this sometimes, you know, almost every couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Every couple of Tuesdays. But I just want to take it up a notch to show you where your hatred should be at, where your anger should be at. See what I'm saying? It should not be towards Black and Hispanic people. I want to get to the point where your hatred and your anger should be, and how you can use it and apply those emotions to the point where you ain't got to kill, rob, or steal and hurt your own people or really anybody else, right? There's a way to use your emotions the right way. But first things first, when it comes to your own people, your own nation, you don't want to get emotional to the point where you harm your own people. And that's something that has to be taught daily, because sometimes you can slip up. The emotions can get out of control. The emotions can become a cancer. See what I'm saying? But in I.S.U.P.K, we are going to teach you how to use your anger. We are going to teach you how to use your hatred, but not against each other, of course, right? Now, before we get into it, I'd like to dialogue a little bit. The main purpose right now in the earth to understand is that Christ, who was a Black man, YAHANNA, he was a man that laid his life down for his people. And we have to return the favor for those so-called, you know, homosexuals, the so-called drug addicts, the so-called people that, you know, are robbers and killers, are drug dealers. Those people owe, see what I'm saying, YAHANNA a favor back. He didn't die for us to continue in our sin. He died for us to have a better chance at life, a second chance at life. So we don't have to live in this place called hell in America. And the reason why we are still in this condition is because we have not learned our lesson. We have not removed ourselves from that very thing that put us in a hellish condition, so to speak. So today's class is really about how we must interact with each other and what Christ, you know, whole purpose was. Once again, Christ gave us a reality check when he taught us the Bible. He could have killed us. He could have been the one that, you know, could have judged us physically, but instead he gave us what the Most High wanted us to have from the way beginning, which is this Bible, our records. Because these are biblical records that governs a people, a nation, and that is the chosen people, which is the nation of Israel only. All right, and make sure that you share this class. Make sure that you like and subscribe as well. Now that I mentioned that, let me go ahead and do it myself. And if you could, so make sure you know your phone's on mute. I appreciate that. Well, let me take a second and go ahead and share this class real quick, and we are going to jump right into the topic. Okay, it's not. Oh, okay. So it's not allowing me to do it right now. Let me see. Let's see here. All right. So once again, See what I'm saying? We are going to get a little scripture just to remind you, you know, what is our purpose right now? Why are we teaching these classes every single day in the UPK? Why are we stressing our nation to get their life back on track? Because we can talk all day until we are blue and purple in the face. But we are out here, like every Israelite man, you know, woman and child, we are out here on a mission. We trying to get back to the kingdom. We trying to get our kingdom. We trying to get to the point where Yahawashi is reigning on this earth. But it can't happen if we are not in order. Once again, Yahawashi, it was that reality check. He was the one that put us in, straight. Because there was a time and place where Black and Hispanic people did not live with morals. They didn't live with no common sense. They did whatever they felt like doing without thinking of the consequences or the repercussions. They lived based on how they wanted to live. No one ever considered what the Most High wanted. No one ever thought about what was right and what was wrong. If it smells good, it must be good. If it tastes good, it must be good. If it feels good, it must be good. See what I'm saying? And these are the things that have caught us up and caught us off guard. All right? So let me go ahead and get that real quick. It's going to be Matthew 22:36. It says, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Verse 37, Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. Now, in the Christian church, they speak about the scripture a lot, but they have a misinterpretation of what it really means to actually do all these things concerning the Most High, Yahweh. In order to love the Most High with all thy heart, soul, and mind, that means that you must keep the law. Because behind these laws, statutes, and commandments is obedience. And that's true love when it comes to your God. It's obedience to them. How do you know if your children love you? Because they are obedient and they listen to you. How do you know if your wife or wives love you? Because they are obedient to you. You see what I'm saying? You got to apply that. And if we love the Most High, like we say we do, we won't give lip service, but we will move our feet. We will show our actions. We won't talk much, but we will show it in our actions. All right? Now, verse 38. This is the first and great commandment. Now, understand that this is the first and great commandment. A lot of people say that they keep the commandments. They keep the laws, the statutes. Well, you got to judge somebody based on how the Bible, you see what I'm saying, examines and judges a person. A lot of people can tell you a lot of things, but if they don't live their life how the Most High intended it to be, they are a liar. And in this day and time, we have to stop holding grudges. We have to stop hating each other. We have to find a place to, incorporate what Yahawashi has given us. Otherwise, we ain't no true followers of our King. And really, we hate ourselves and our nation and our God. And we have, shitted on everything that Yahawashi has gave us if we do not follow what he has taught us, what he has told us to do, okay? Because in this Bible, it's orders. A commandment is an order. That's why when you go into the military, there is a commander or commanding chief, commanding, officer, sergeant, whatever. See what I'm saying? Even in the police force, they give out orders. And Yahawashi and all the prophets, all the priests gave orders to our nation. Specifically, the Most High intended it for that to happen. All right? So let me keep going. Verse 39. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, sis, if I may ask you, how do you love your neighbor like yourself?
Treating them like you would want to be treated.
Treated how you would like to be treated. Now, what is an example of someone not loving their neighbor as themselves?
Like a brother's sleeping with another brother's wife.
Right. Now, I'll take it a step farther than that. Now, if you don't love yourself, you won't love your brother. See what I'm saying? Because you see what I'm saying? Like you hate yourself so much, you are so disgusting to the point where you go sleep with somebody else's woman. You know what I'm saying? You think it's fine, you think it's okay. Now, a man that really values himself, that has some type of respect and discipline of himself, he would never go that far. He would never do that to harm this brother or even put himself in that predicament. See what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people too, like I see this a lot. I remember growing up and watching how younger children will always want to fight other brothers and sisters that look just like them. They always want to fight their own, but they never, you see what I'm saying, have any fight or anger or aggression towards another race of people that's harming them, right? I'm talking about as children, not as adults, but it starts from as a child. And then as you get to studying, you know, a little bit of psychology and really observing the behavior of our children or our nation, our boys and girls, what you see is that they really hate themselves. So them fighting that little boy over there that looks just like them, they're fighting themselves because they have hatred against themselves. It's the same thing when it goes into the whole, homosexuality community as well. I tell the story all the time about how when I was at this warehouse job, and the boss paired me up with this brother, you know what I mean, that was a sodomite. And I remember he was telling me that he had a horrible drug addiction. The brother had to be like 18, 19, and he just got out of rehab. And it was so shocking because I never heard of I'm seeing him as he's a sodomite, but he looks like a child. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, out of rehab. I'm like what drugs? He's talking about heroin and like big boy drugs. And I'm like, God damn, like you should be dead right now. See what I'm saying? Like that kills. That's not drugs that black people are doing out here like that. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it was just so crazy because he was telling me the whole, like how, you know, in the gay community, all they do is just drugs. They do all types of disgusting things. He's telling me how he don't have to pay for nothing. He always want to eat, sleep, and have shelter because people in the gay community pick him up. They give him drugs, they give him everything that he needs. And he was just telling me how toxic it is. And how heavy and I could just see how heavy the demon was on him because it's like no matter what he does, he don't know how to turn away from it. See what I'm saying? It was just very sickening, you know what I mean, to hear the story that he was telling. I'm just like, this dude that's damn near a child getting out of rehab on heroin. Like we have to really fix our nation. That should never have happened. The rape and the molestation should have never happened to our nation like that. At all. See what I'm saying? The crimes that's being committed, you want to thank your oppressor for that. See what I'm saying? But understand that we have to fight what has happened to us as a people. We have to fight the hatred against each other. We have to stop holding grudges against each other. And in the scripture, we are going to get into why that is so important, okay? So now I'm going to just stop right there, okay? So the whole purpose, once again, of Christ being on this earth, walking amongst this earth, was to teach us the law. And the law is what protects and secures a people. It is the very thing that gives you life. Because in the Bible, it does say that the scriptures are living water. Now, if you refuse this living water, you will receive a plague, the curses. You will receive everything that's going to cause you to be in hell. Just think about what we see today, the police brutality, how we're suffering our own communities. It's crazy because when you look at the Chinese community, the East Indian community, the Arab community, they are doing just fine. Right now in South Minneapolis, they have what is called a Mali town, which is short for Somali town. And police ain't running by there, barely. See what I'm saying? They barely run over there. When they are selling drugs, they are doing horrible things over there. You better believe it. But meanwhile, Native Americans get harassed in Minneapolis. See what I'm saying? Meanwhile, black men get harassed and in suburbs. They get kicked out of their homes when it's mistaken to not be their homes. You see, the sister just got shot in Texas just a second ago. Not even a whole 10 seconds, more like 5. And shot her through her own window in her own home as she's playing a game with her nephew. We are in hell. We are absolutely in hell. I just want to sidebar for a little bit. But more the point of the story is hatred and holding a grudge and being angry against your own nation is really a curse. It's like an STD. How about that? If you think about herpes, sometimes you can have medication to calm it down, but then there are times where there's outbursts. So, you know what I'm talking about? There's outbursts. And there are times and situations where Black and Hispanic people, they get angry and tipped off, and they outburst, and it gets out of control. For example, if another Black man step on your shoes and you just bought them, you might lose your life that day. On your way to saying, I'm sorry, hey, my bad, bro, here goes the bullet. Here goes the fist. You know what I'm saying? Here goes the boot. Now you stumped out, punched out, or you're dead. You got into an argument over what? Because of somebody's shoe? See what I'm saying? Somebody looked at your girl the wrong way. When he was looking, he wasn't looking at your girl, but he's looking that way. See what I'm saying? Just in the same direction. Or someone staring too hard. All these things, man, it's toxic. It's a curse on our nation. And in the U.P.K, we teach how to unresolve all that. Like when YAHANNA says that if someone has offended you, trespass against you, he taught you how to handle it before it got out of control. By you going to a brother alone or going to a sister alone in private and speaking about the matter amongst each other versus the whole entire congregation, that solves that problem. Otherwise, if the problem is not solved, it grows. So this is really like a cancer. It just grows and grows. And here comes all the harboring feelings. Here comes the anger. Now you can't even remember why you hate that brother, why you hate that sister. All you can say is it's something about that person I just don't really like. You might be jealous. You might be angry at something that they said, something that they did. You see what I'm saying? And all that has to stop. It's very emotional and very weak. All right? So let's get into the scriptures real quick. Ephesians 4 and 31 is where I want to go. All right? This is a topic that we really have to touch on in this day and time. There are people out there today that do not speak to family members, so-called, ex-friends anymore because of an argument, because of a fight. If it wasn't for these scriptures, man, a lot of us would not let go of that disease that was inside of us, that was holding us back from opportunities, friendships, relationships. All right? Give me a second real quick to find this Ephesians. I always have trouble finding Ephesians. Oh, here it is. Okay. Got it? Okay. Give me a second real quick. Let me get there with you. All right. Give me a second, Israel. Oh, okay. All right. Now it's Ephesians 4. Okay. Now, before I get into this, Ephesians, of course, is a book that Paul, the Apostle Paul, had wrote when he was in Ephesia. Now, these letters, a lot of these books are letters to, the churches, the 7 candlesticks, which are the 7 schools that YAHANNA gave Paul to reign over. And what was going on in this day and time is that Paul was getting reports He was getting reports about, you know, the fighting, the arguments, the disagreements, all the confrontations or things that was out of order. He was getting all the reports. And he was writing letters back to the men to set things straight, okay? And this was one of the things that he spoke about. So it's Ephesians 4:31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Now we know what bitterness is. Now, can you describe what bitterness is?
It's not good.
Say it again.
It's not good.
It's not good. Like, you ever heard the term of like how women can be bitter sometimes? You know, I know that that's the most common thing in the Black community when they hear that word bitter. How a woman she's always just bitter and upset or mad. You see what I'm saying? She's bitter. She's and I don't want to say uptight, but just, you know, she's sour, she's sore. See what I'm saying? Otherwise, wrath, we all know what wrath is. See what I'm saying? That's that extreme anger. And it says anger right there. Now clamor. I forget what clamor is. Let me see. Salaki, give me a second. Forget what that word means. Clamor. Now clamor is like, oh yeah. So it's like arguing, noise, it's shouting. See what I'm saying? So I guess clamor is a root word for clamorous. All right. Now, so it says, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. You know what malice means? Okay.
Patience.
Say it again.
Patience.
Okay. No. Okay. Malice is a desire to cause harm to another person. If you hear the word malice, think of like malicious. See what I'm saying? Someone that's very malicious, conniving, someone that's, you know, just trying to, how can I say it? Someone that's trying to afflict pain on someone. See what I'm saying? Doing things, how they say, out of spite. All right? So Paul was speaking in this day and time, talking to the men, telling them that they need to put all these things away. Because if you don't put these things away, we will die. Someone is going to fight. Someone is going to stab and shoot each other. That's what we see right now in the Black community. There was an article that came out around Halloween weekend, how a 7-year-old girl got shot in the chest. Remember that story? Now, if you look at the story, I believe it was a brother. A brother, when I say that. A brother had shot the 7-year-old. Now, let's focus on the other deaths that happened in Chicago that were done by other Black men. Once again, we spoke about last time when we had Tuesday and Wednesday class, how murders is going to happen. I believe a lynching happened as well. Like, if you want to set your hatred or your anger, or you know, your anger somewhere else, it should be against your oppressor that gave you these days. Like, no one boycotts these holidays because we die every single year, and we are the #1 casualty. But no one ever boycotts that. No one talks about that. And nobody gives a damn about it either. That's why we need to really wise the hell up and really consider and think about our condition. See what I'm saying? That small thing, that small nasty thing that can come out your mouth about another brother or sister, that can grow. That you know, that disease, that illness, it can grow into something horrible. And it can cost lives. It can cost relationships. See what I'm saying? It can cost you a lot of things. All right? Now, I just found out about, let me see, who was it? Man. It was somebody on the internet that still had, it was Jay-Z and somebody else that had like a 20-year beef over an argument. I'm just like, damn, I'm watching The Breakfast Club. And you know, Charlamagne and DJ, you know, NBE was talking about, you know, damn, like, you know, it's been 20 years, like, you know, who knew about this? See what I'm saying? And, you know, these are two brothers, they got into an argument and they had beef for 20 years. It's crazy, man. It's not that goddamn serious. There's not that much anger in the world for you to kill your own, to hate yourself, and to show hatred to your own nation. And the Most High is going to speak about that too, for those that actually hate niggas. All right? So let me see. Verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, and tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you. Now, how would we break that down today? The fact that Christ laid down his life for his nation was him forgiving our sins, our trespasses. Then Christ say that if you do one thing to this man, it's likewise in meaning like you did it to me. See what I'm saying? So every time you shot a black and Hispanic, it's as if you killed YAHANNA with that bullet. Every time you spoke evil or fought or stabbed or did any unbrotherly thing to that man or woman or child, it's as if you did it to Christ. Because that's what you're showing. Your action is showing that you don't give a damn about your brother. When Christ set the record straight, the reason why he died was for you to be in order, for you to stop all that madness and to cling on to these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what he did. That was his whole purpose. It wasn't, because he loved everybody, kisses and hugs. It wasn't, because you have grace, you're able to sin. It was so you can keep the law and you can finally be a nation and not some goddamn individuals who are a laughingstock. All right? Now, let me see. Let's get Let's get Matthew 6 and 14. All right. Matthew 6 and 14. Now, this is Yahushua speaking. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. Now, a lot of people do not consider this. Meaning, if you forget about your brother robbing you, if you forgive that man that killed your sister, that accidentally killed your child. Now, it's hard, it's tough. I understand that. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit up here and say that it's easy because it's not. It's a process. We all make mistakes, but then again, when something happens to us, there has to be justice. But don't take justice into your own hands because you are not a judge unless you've been ordained by the Most High to do some judging, some counseling. Now, when something happens to when something happens to you, you got to forgive that brother or that sister. Sometimes you're going to have to forgive, or it's like all the time, you are going to have to forgive that woman that talks your ear off all the time, and she yells and screams, and she kicks you out the house. She keeps your kids away from you. She talks bad about you. She emasculates you. But there can be justice about that. When you come into the U.P.K, you can become a man in the U.P.K. And you can set that household straight. Now, we always teach men, you want to hit a woman with the scriptures, not your fist. Don't be weak, because once you hit a woman, you have given all your power away, and you are weak and emotional. Once again, that goes back to the feelings again, the emotions. You want to know where to set your emotions at. Instead of fighting your brother and your sister, have a conversation with them. Forgive them. Set something straight. Put that knife down. Put that gun away. Don't speak evil things. Don't let your blood boil to the point where you say the wrong thing that ends this relationship, that starts the fight. In the book of Proverbs, King Solomon says that a soft answer turns away wrath. What do you think that means? A soft answer turns away wrath.
I guess if somebody is already upset,
Mm-hmm.
just be calm with them. Or like, you don't gotta be sarcastic reason in your remarks.
Right, right. You know, because most people, when it comes to arguments and stuff like that, they'll get the argument saying whatever. You know what I mean? Like I seen, I seen this meme. I seen a meme where it's like her, and it said, "You a nothing ass nigga, blah blah blah." Some. That's why your mama in the grave, she dead. Ha ha ha. Right? It's a meme, right? And then it says him, bitch, and then a picture. She's like, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? So it was so funny, but it's so accurate because it's like you ain't gotta be like the fool that's yelling at you. You see what I'm saying? In the Bible it says, don't answer a fool until they follow. You see what I'm saying? Meaning you ain't gotta be like the fool. You ain't gotta stoop to their level. If they argue and get to getting out of order, you see what I'm saying? Like you can be calm and cool. And some people hate that. They hate the fact that you calm and cool. You ain't trying to argue. You ain't trying to fight. You ain't trying to provoke them because they already provoked. They already mad. They're at the point where they want to start fighting. They want to throw hands. They want to get it cracking. You see what I'm saying? But you, on the other hand, you got to be cool and calm, and you don't want to add fire to that. Add lighter fluid to that fire. What you want to do, you want to try to calm that situation down as much as possible. Because what does it profit you to add on to what's going on? All the arguing, all the fighting. It's not going to do nothing but start something, that's going to be out of order. It's going to be an outburst of rage and anger. Now, if we had a lot of anger towards the police brutality, we can all come together and put our anger towards that. And we can fight for each other and fight against our oppressor. That would be amazing. That would be something worth being angry about. See what I'm saying? That's something to really think about. Instead of killing each other, we should place our anger somewhere else. Now, another thing, a grudge is really a cancer, man. It is something that is such a disease. Grudges can be forever, to the point where we are in the grave still holding a grudge. Now, sometimes holding a grudge can really tear somebody's insides apart. And I'm going to speak about that. I'm going to speak a little bit about how someone may hate each other, and then what happens if they just pass away or die? How would that affect someone? How would that really make somebody think? How would that person live their life? See what I'm saying? You holding that grudge against this person. Now, some things, like I said, it can be hard, depending on what was done, what took place in your life. Some things may take counsel on those things. All right. Now look at this one more time. Matthew 6:14. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will forgive you. Let me keep going. Verse 15. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Now, a lot of people might see that as like, damn, like that's blackmail. That ain't fair. Like, Father, man, like niggas just hit me in my face. See what I'm saying? He just snuck me. This woman just stole all my jewelry. She took all my kids away from me, and she burnt me. How about that? It's a lucky. You see what I'm saying? All these things happen, man. She tried to get her brother's army to fight me because I'm with somebody else. It's like, Lord, like, how can I forgive all these things? Now, if you do not forgive men, if you do not forgive women for their trespasses, the Most High will not forgive yours. And he's going to remember all the terrible things that you did, that you think were in the dark. But understand that the Most High has eyes everywhere. His angels is one set of his eyes. See what I'm saying? His messengers. You don't want the Most High to reveal those old sins and put it back in your face. Like, do you remember this? Because you know how a woman you know how you get into an argument with a woman and then they be like, I remember when you said this, when you said that. Yo, that's old. What are you talking about? That's old. What are you talking about? Like, anybody's talking about that. That's old news. No, like, that's 5 years ago. I still got the screenshots. I got the text messages, all this. Think of the Most High like that. Like, look, hey, look, I got the evidence right here. See what I'm saying? Like, do you remember when you killed that man out of spite? Do you remember when you see what I'm saying? Let me see. When you sold those drugs to, Big Mama down the street. Now she's the reason why, you're the reason why she had to go to rehab or she had an overdose. Like the Most High will remember all your sins. He will remember all your trespasses. He's going to remember all the Christianity, the Islam worship of other gods. And the Most High is going to confound you. And he's going to show you. All right? That's why another thing is too, don't be out here slipping, being a hypocrite. Because the Most High will expose you to be a hypocrite. You teaching men, you see what I'm saying? Actually, matter of fact, it's like, let me grab this. It's actually in the same chapter. Let me see. Where is that at real quick? Yeah, here it is right here. So like I'm grabbing a precept right here. Matthew 5:19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. Now, if you teaching someone to keep the law, statutes, commandments, you telling them what they should do based on what the Bible says, but you ain't keeping it. Oh Lord, oh man, you are going to be called least in the kingdom of heaven. That's right, the kingdom of heaven. And that is going to be our Christians, our modern day pastors, our today so-called black leaders. See what I'm saying? I really don't like to call them black leaders because they are not leading us to success, but they are leading us to damnation. They are the reason why we suffer and die. The hatred, they teach hatred because they have no love for us. The fact that if you're going to call yourself a leader and you see the condition of your people, you must talk and speak on behalf of their lives. Because they don't, and they speak against our lives, we die. We die in these streets. We suffer every single day. And we sit there and wonder why. Why do I not have food in my house? Why is my mother and father going through this? Why do I have to work 2-3 jobs? Why do I have to be killed and pulled over every second? See what I'm saying? Why am I not protected? Why is no one talking about me getting evicted and this landlord raising up my rent when I've only been here for a year? Why is no one speaking up for the lives of Black and Hispanic people? Now, your so-called Black leaders, they are false. They show themselves to be greedy bastards. But Commander General YAHANNA, he is above all Black leaders. He is the only leader for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He is the only man that has showed his face and gave Black and Hispanic people nothing but love, hope, security, and protection. And no one else can fill his shoes. See what I'm saying? When I say no one else can fill his shoes, meaning I.S.U.P.K can't do it. He failed. Jesse Jackson can't do it. He failed. Because they are so in love with the money. But Commander General YAHANNA, he's given us everything that our nation should need, all the resources. You can't get any goddamn thing out of your politicians, but lip service, once again. All right? Now, for the people that teach the law but don't keep it, they are going to be the ones that's called least in the kingdom of heaven. And you better be very careful who you listen to. Don't hearken your ear to just any man. You better make sure that they are the exact representation of what a real man of the Lord is in this Bible. Don't be fooled. Don't be deceived like the scriptures say. Don't be beguiled, man. All right? Actually, let me keep going. But whosoever shall do and teach them the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Now, that person that keeps the law and teaches it as well, they are going to be called great in the kingdom of heaven. And they are going to shine amongst this earth, man. I look at these men in the UPK, I see no flaw. See what I'm saying? And when you try to compliment a brother, man, they tell you, man, I ain't shit. I'm like, yo, in my eyes, you are. With the toilet paper, it's a lot. See what I'm saying? Like you are amazing, man. And these sisters are amazing too. The work that they do, they sacrifice everything. And these sisters are winning in the UPK. So many sisters on Facebook, they tell their stories about something that happened out on the job, something that happened, in everyday life with a family member, and they always find themselves in a great place, and they're winning, and they are glorifying the Most High, and they are shown to be doing something amazing and righteous, and only the Most High can allow that to happen because the Most High is with them. See what I'm saying? That's why we carry out this work every single day. You can't serve the Most High sometimes. It got to be a 24/7 job. You know what I mean? 24/7. All right? I just wanted to grab that as a precept. Otherwise, back to the point. If you don't forgive that brother for that argument, that little fight, you know what I mean? You try to holler at your girl at one point in time. See what I'm saying? Have a conversation, man. Pull that man to the side and tell him, like, I really felt like, hitting you in the mouth and everything because, you try to holler at my girl. I think that was really unbrotherly. It put me in a position where we was going to really have to scuff and fight. And you supposed to be my man. You're supposed to be my brother. But you kind of went behind my back and did something else that wasn't so brotherly. Now you go to a sister and she's talking to you probably sideways. She's angry and upset about something and she never apologizes. You tell that sister, hey sis, I just wanted to talk to you for a second. You really hurt my feelings. You really offended me. You know what I mean? And you didn't take thought to what I was going through. And I was trying to help you out too, but you wasn't listening. But you thought I was being a bad guy and you shunned me and said a lot of disrespectful things. Like, see what I'm saying? In the scriptures, it tells you how to handle these situations. So there's no place for hatred. There's no place for anger, or there's no place for holding grudges. All right. Now let's keep it moving for a little bit. All right. Let's go to James 1:19. Actually, let's go to Romans 13 and 11. Yeah, Romans 13 and 11. Almost there, Salaki, bear with me. Now, Romans 13 chapter is really a good chapter, right? Man, let me see. What can I say about this? Romans 13 is what's happening right now in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Like, if there was to be a true Black leader, like they say there is out there, so-called Al Sharpton and Jesse Jacksons, they would be reading Romans the 13th chapter. Because what Paul says is very, very, very important for all men and women to know. All right? I'm going to read it and I'll get to the point. Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time that it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Now, today in 2019, as we see everything that's happening around us, we know that today is high time to awake out of sleep. We have to wake out of sleep to see our condition. Right now, there are sisters on WorldStar just going at it. For what? There are brothers shooting each other over what? Over some female? Over because a nigga said this and said that? He dissed you in a song? You don't like his hood? You don't like your hood? Is it over colors? What is it over, man? It's high time to wake out of sleep. It is so foolish how our behavior has become against each other. You got to put that anger away. Like every man's job, every sister's job after this class should call that brother or that sister, whether it's family, so-called friend, whoever it is, and speak about your problems, your faults. Don't be prideful. It's not a time to be prideful. Or if you can't get a hold of that person, whenever you get that opportunity to run into that person, make sure that you talk about your faults, the trespasses. Now, if they don't hear you out, you came out of that conversation, that situation as a woman or a man, because you did your part. Now, if they hear you out, you gained somebody. You gained a sister and you gained a brother. See what I'm saying? That's the flip side. Everybody is not going to be, welcoming of that type of conversation, because there are people that are still filled with anger for no goddamn reason, still pride and prideful, and a demon on them does not want to let them go. But you get that demon off of you. You go hash that shit out right away. Excuse my language. You make sure that you go handle that business and grow the hell up. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to learn. And even as adults, we have to learn this. But our children should know it now. Brothers and sisters should not be fighting. That's not normal. No one should be punching each other in the face, getting a roughly shooting at each other. We should not be like that at all. That is not normal, but because we've grown up like that for generations, it looks to be normal. That's how we handle our problems. Sometimes you might gotta throw hands. And if you throw some goddamn hands, salute each other afterwards. You see what I'm saying? Brush your shoulders off. See what I'm saying? Shake hands and go on about your day and be a family again. Be friends again. Whatever the hell you got to do to hash out your problems, get it over with. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not telling you you should fight. But what you should do is do what you can to hash out that problem. Go have a conversation. Go take somebody out to lunch and talk. Have a drink or a beer or something. Have a girls' night out. All right? Now, so it is high time to wake out of sleep, because what's happening around us today is our oppressors is attacking us on every side. Is he not? Right now, our oppressors working nonstop for many, many years on how to keep you to be the slave in America, how to keep you in bondage, so that way he can still rule this empire the way that he has been for such a long time. And the fact that what we see around us, it should give Black and Hispanic people strength to rise up and stop the evil that's going on around us. If you want police brutality to go down, Black on Black crime to go down, the fighting, the robbing, the stealing, all the crimes that happen in our communities, if you want it to stop, you have to look at yourself. You have to consider what is going on. Look at yourself. Look in the goddamn mirror, look at your reflection, and see what is going on. Turn on the TV for a second and take mental notes and think about everything that is wrong. Think about yourself and what you need to fix. Think about what is broken and what you can do to fix that broken thing. Because your nation is broken. There's a big hole in the middle of our nation. And what's inside is poison. But it's going to take some strong men and women to remove that poison. We must stop speaking. We should speak about each other less. We should fight less. Everything that we're doing to each other, we should do it less, and we should bring it down to it's no more. All right? So let me read that one more time. Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time, that now is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. We are in the last days. How do we know? Because of what Yahweh and the disciples and all the prophets and priests spoke about in this Bible. Damn near every book that you read into is going to speak about these last days. I mean, goddamn, even in this book, the Apocrypha, which is the middle part of the book. All right. Now, if I was going to Esdras, man, Esdras spoke about the end times. He spoke about the visions and the prophecies that were to come once Yahushua comes. And he also spoke about the prophecies and things that was going to happen before he comes. And even in Revelation, don't get me started. You ever heard about the Revelation, how it talks about the red horse, how the red horse signifies the peace being brought out the earth? That's our oppressor. Right now, there ain't no peace. There's strife and anger and grudge and hatred amongst our nation. It has to stop. All right? And keep going. Verse 12. And the night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. Now, what is the works of darkness, sis?
Evil.
Evil. All wickedness. And let us put on the armor of light. Now, what do you think the light is?
Following the laws.
Right. See what I'm saying? That's the light. It's the law, statutes, and commandments. That's correct. Come. All right. And it says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, like you, not in chambering and wantonness. Now, so like, let me actually break that down. We know what rioting is. That's fighting. See what I'm saying? Like I'll give you a whole I'll give you a story. Almost every St. Patrick's Day, downtown Minneapolis, all gangs from the north side, the south side, St. Paul, Brooklyn Park, I want to say Frickley and Bloomington, they all fight downtown. You know about that? They all fight downtown. For what? See what I'm saying? I remember, because down here, downtown, you got the on the train, you got the Government Plaza, Nicollet Mall, Warehouse District. I'm telling you, I was on the train. I'm seeing just motherfuckers just fight everywhere. I'm like, God damn. And I'm seeing people that I know from school. I'm seeing family members. I'm like, what is y'all doing out here? It's like, yeah, man, we got beef, man. We got to settle, a few things out here. I'm like, this is crazy. I remember seeing a dude run up to a cop. He runs up on a cop and grabs the cop's gun and runs. I'm like, yeah, that cop is gonna get fired. That cop is gonna get fired because goddamn, he didn't let a goddamn teenager steal his gun off of him. It's so crazy because the cop is trying to grab some other people, and all you know is everybody just running like, yo, he grabbed the cop's gun, he grabbed his gun. Everybody get to running and shit. I'm at the bus stop, so I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on? I'm like, God damn, I'm like, oh, this nigga finna shoot everybody. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, this is crazy, man. But it's crazy because I remember like 2-3 years in a row. The first year of me really being, I wasn't downtown at this time. No, I was downtown, but I was downtown before anything had happened. I had happened just to get home. But those other 2 years, I was getting off of slavery at 11, and that's when everything was cracking. You see what I'm saying? And I remember precisely hearing about how the boy had got killed. Somebody had got killed because of I believe it was a bullet or he got beat to death, something like that. It's an article somewhere, but it happened in Minnesota. I believe it happened right by Nicollet Mall. You see what I'm saying? One person died because of that whole fighting, rioting. I'm saying it was lots and lots of Judah, Israel, just thick as hell in the streets, to the point where traffic was being, disrupted. All right. Now it says in drunkenness. Now, of course, St. Patrick's Day is our oppressor's holiday, the white man. And they get drunk, they get into bar fights As you may know, there's actually it's called the pub or the pube or something like that. I believe that's right around the corner. And you know, they go crazy over there. Those devils, they go crazy over there on St. Patrick's Day. You seen them fall all over the place. They fighting and arguing with each other. They stumbling all down the block in the street. See what I'm saying? And then go ahead.
The drunkenness is so bad that on St. Patrick's Day, like, the buses is free. So they don't have to worry about drunk driving.
Exactly. It's so, yeah, you're right about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, they so drunk. I mean, so crazy with their drunkenness that, I mean, the buses are free. I do recall that. I believe it's free at a certain time too. I do recall that because I remember I was trying to pay. They was like, no, you good, go ahead. I'm like, oh, okay, no sweat, say no more. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Now, our people though, we indulge on that holiday, just like Halloween, and it's November, so you know Thanksgiving's coming up. Somebody's gonna have turkey on their table. See what I'm saying? I pray it's nobody in these goddamn classes. Ain't nobody better not be grabbing a plate or nothing. See what I'm saying? And really, Thanksgiving is one very hateful day. Everybody giving thanks on a day of slaughter of our Native American brothers and sisters. And a lot of people always say, well, I ain't Native. Like you got to be an evil ass bastard. You got to really hate your own people who you think ignorantly is not your people to even say something like that. Like people fix their tongue to say the most disgusting things against our own people. It's the whole point that I'm trying to make with this whole class. You know what I mean? So let me keep going. Let me see here. And not in chambering. And chambering is pretty much like a government of people, a group of people that's coming together, or like a gang, okay? And wantonness. Wantonness is like a sexual desire. So in this case, it would be unlawful sex, all right? And not in strife and envy. In these days and times, we are in the days of strife and envy. How do we know right now? We have, you know, certain Hispanics in the jail system, they're fighting against each other. Instead of all of them sticking with each other, there are some that are fighting against their own and fighting against the blacks as well. Of course, you got the Native American gangs in there too, especially over here on South Minneapolis, that is trying to terrorize, sell drugs, and fight and kill whoever that they can. You know, because I remember living over there in South Minneapolis, and you know, they get down, but it's terrible, man. I remember school, the natives get down. See what I'm saying? In high school, that's all you saw. Like anytime it was fights, you saw the Mexicans, you saw the Native Americans or the blacks, they was putting in work. They was fighting each other or they was fighting other races. You know what I mean? This how you know that we are in these days and times. And it is national. It's not just in the school system. It's not in small places. It's in the wide areas. See what I'm saying? In the jail system, that's a big business. All right? So keep going. Verse 14. But put ye on the Lord Yahawashi, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Meaning you want to put on the works. You want to remind yourself what the whole purpose, the work of Yahawashi was when he was here, and what he has left us here with. So that way you don't provision your flesh, meaning you don't fulfill the lust of your flesh. You don't desire or listen to what your flesh is telling you to do. To be a drunkard, to be in rioting and strife and envy, to be, you know, in the gangs or having unlawful sex. All right. Now, I guarantee you one thing: you know those devils are doing a whole bunch of unlawful sex in the middle of them being drunkards and stuff like that. Of course, that's oppressor. That's, you know, white behavior. See what I'm saying? At its core. So I just wanted to grab that real quick because Paul really specified. See what I'm saying? He really specified what is happening in these days and times. Now let's get like I said before, James 1:19. All right, James 1:19 is very important as well. Now, if anybody could take the time to read the whole book of James, it's a really, really good book. It's something that you really should learn from. It's like what, like I think it's 5 chapters. Slide, give me a second as I get there. If I can find it. Let me see, slide. All right, let me see. James. Okay. Oh, here it is. Boom. So James 1 and yep. So 1 and 19. All right. James 1 and 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. Now, why is that important? Well, first things first. He gave instructions. You know what I mean? Slow to speak and swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. Why is that important for all of us? Go ahead.
Well, the swift to hear part is like you said about stepping off the shoes.
Yeah.
You can get death or killed before you can even apologize.
That's what I'm saying.
If they was quick to hear you out, they would understand that maybe you wasn't looking or you turned your head, you know.
An accident.
You know, yeah, it was just an
See what I'm
accident.
saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, can you really imagine that happened to you? Like damn, like I just accidentally stepped on your shoe. Now my whole head's gonna be blown off. It's like, damn. So now you want to stab me. You want to stab me because I stepped on your shoe. You know what I'm saying? I was looking in one direction, and yo in one direction, your girl just happened to be right there. So goddamn, it's like you want to kill me now? What?
When I was in middle school, somebody I was cool with stepped on my shoes, and I cussed them out, and the principal heard me, and I got suspended. You know?
Damn, like you got suspended.
Yeah, I got suspended for cursing. But I was cool with him, you know, and I'm just kind of like, that's how big of a deal, like the shoe.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
It is. You know what I'm saying? Even the raffle tickets for the shoes, for the Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Someone step on those expensive ass Jordans, you're gonna get killed. You're gonna get punched. You know, it's also crazy. There's something out there that just came out. A customer had cussed at a Popeyes agent because they was taking too long to give him a chicken sandwich. Like, goddamn. Oh, a goddamn chicken sandwich. Yeah, I could make me a Popeyes chicken sandwich homemade at home. See what I'm saying? There's recipes online. Nigga, cut up some goddamn chicken into a chicken tender form and put it on a goddamn hot hamburger bun. How about that? That's all they're doing. And put some damn pickles on there. See what I'm saying? It's not that serious where you gotta kill somebody over it. You gotta, try to threaten somebody's life. It's not that serious, right? So it says, slow to hear. It's like, swift to hear. Meaning it's good that we hear to hear somebody out. The Bible says if a man has an ear, let him hear. Now, we know that we have ears, of course. How else do we observe or soak in information? But if you truly have an ear, meaning you understand, you should open up your ears and listen. It's good to listen and hear somebody out. Instead of arguing and fighting with somebody, hear them out for a second. Because you never know what can happen. Now, there are cases where someone's never heard out and they kill somebody and they were not the right person to kill. They killed an innocent man. See what I'm saying? I killed an innocent woman. And now the blood is on your hands because you decide to fight that person. You decide to commit a crime against that person, or trespass against that person. You know what I mean? So, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak and slow to wrath. A lot of times you get to speaking to a person, they get all angry and upset. So sometimes there's a place to where you should not speak and just shut up and listen. And then you might think differently about the situation where you're like, okay, now I understand. Because when she told me this, it sounded like that. When he told me this, it sounded like that. Like I was on my way to come here and fight you. And I was contemplating on like, man, like why would my own brother, my own sister, my own mother and father betray me like that? It had me thinking differently about them. Like, why would you say this and why would you say that? Until you actually go to them, you listen and you slow to speak and you slow the wrath. That way, nobody gets hurt. There is no fighting. There is no killing tonight. Everybody can walk home and go home, and everybody can go back to their families. And everything can be back to normal because of what James is teaching us. All right? Now, verse 20. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. Now, we know that wrath is not of the Most High. Meaning, if we decide to take it upon ourselves because we're upset and mad to act on that wrath, it's not righteousness. It's not from the Most High. That was the work of who? Do you know? If it's not the work of the Most High, who's the work of? Yes, in a way, but somebody else. Think, okay, you know how we say, if it's not of the Most High, if it's not of the Most High, it's of who? That was a white man, but think of another name. Think of another name. Satan, there you go. I'll give you a hand. Right, there you go. If it's not of the Bible, it's of Satan. So if that behavior is not of the Most High, it's of Satan. Because you acted on your wrath, it's because you were emotional. And you allowed that demon to work inside of you. See what I'm saying? To prevail. All right? And because of that, you are now in jail. You're locked up because you caught you a case. Better yet, you caught you a body. And that blood that you shedded, it could have been, all that could have been handled if you would have been swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. If only you would have heard that brother out and that sister out, there would not be no blood, no bad blood on your hands. You see what I'm saying? And it's so crazy when you think about it, because it's like, with these type of scriptures, this can help a whole nation. It can actually help the whole entire Black community, just like that. It's like, damn, like, bro, like, you know what, man, nigga, man, look, man, I thought I was gonna have to shoot you, man. I thought I was gonna have to hurt you, man, but you know what? You apologize to me. I appreciate that. You see what I'm saying? You know what? Shorty right there, she apologized to me. So I forgive her. You know what I'm saying? I forgive her. She gave me my kids back. She understood that she was wrong when I called her out her name, when I told her I was going to get my sisters on her. You know how niggas is in the world. You see what I'm saying? Or they get their other little side piece on them, which is wicked as hell. Doesn't make any sense. You know, all that foolishness, man. All that unnecessary anger is bottled up for no reason. All right? Now, let me go ahead. Let's see here. Let's get Proverbs 19 and 11. You got any questions so far, or you too loud? Okay, no sweat. $19 and 11. All right. Okay. Oh yeah. We actually went over this. Okay. Proverbs 19 and 11. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. What do you think that means? Just to break it down little by little, when it says the discretion of a man defers his anger. Discretion? Okay, no sweat. If you don't know, you can also get it as well on your phone if you want to. Okay. Just give me 1 second, because I know what it means, but I always like to get definitions, right? Because with definitions, you are going to get context of what you're reading. It's one thing to just read through and say what it means, but it's one thing to look at it to read with understanding as well. So you know what it means now? What does it mean, sis?
the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information.
Right. So if you think about TV shows and how it says, viewers' discretion is advised. Now it's letting the viewers know that you want to take caution of what is about to come on. You see what I'm saying? Because like being cautious. Another one would be vigilant. Vigilant is the same thing as discretion, which is being cautious, being aware. See what I'm saying? So discretion of a man defers his anger. What do you think the word defer means?
Eliminate.
Say it again.
Eliminate.
Eliminate. Okay.
The first is to like go in a different direction. Right.
Is that okay? I'll take that. Yes. So meaning this person knows that he's upset, he's angry, but he takes discretion of of how he feels. You see what I'm saying? His anger. You know what I mean? So like I said before, like a lot of people have to have what is called self-control. Because if you don't have self-control, you are going to make yourself look out to be a fool. Anybody can push your buttons. Anybody can make you upset. See what I'm saying? Anybody can make you upset and push your buttons. Now, I know I learned one thing from a general before when he says, when it comes to serving the Most High, who pushes your buttons more, right? Satan or the Most High? See what I'm saying? Who can push your buttons more? The Most High or Satan? Which one? And what that means in a nutshell, if you want to apply it, if you are so afraid to do something where it's going to put you in, I mean, it's a righteous thing to do, but it's going to put you like you're afraid of what everybody else might think based on what you're doing. You're giving that power to Satan. See what I'm saying? But if you don't really, I mean, if you don't give a damn about what anybody thinks on what you're doing concerning the Most High, you giving your power to the Most High. See what I'm saying? You don't care about that because in the Bible it talks about how, like once again, a lot of people might say, man, you a punk, you a soft, you soft, you a sissy, because that nigga just talking about you and your entire family. He's talking about you, talking about your kids, talking about everything, but you didn't do nothing. Now, words like a lot of times black and Hispanic people, they talk bad about the Y.A.P.K, don't they? Are we going out there fighting them, cutting their heads off? No, we take discretion. We are not emotional because this is a spiritual thing. This is our job. It's spiritual. It's not physical. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, we'll fight everybody. God damn it. But what is that going to do for our nation? Nothing. Niggas is going to hate you. They are going to speak bad things about you. They are emotional. They are in the world. It wouldn't profit us anything to be just like them. Because if we were acting like them, that means that we are in the wrong. We are not doing our job. But we get up on that podium every Saturday and we speak the words of the Most High. And we don't give a damn what they say and how their face look, how the countenance of their face look. Because in the Bible, it talks about that as well. I forget which prophet it was, but the Most High had told one of the prophets, like, don't be discouraged on how they look. You see what I'm saying? And what they might say. I didn't want to say Ezekiel, but I don't want to quote it. You know what I mean? So that's something to give a little precept. Well, I'm reading one more time when it says, the discretion of a man defers his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. Now, it is his glory to pass over a transgression, meaning this, the fact that this brother took account or thought, or this woman took account or thought based on their actions, it didn't cause any sin. Because if you fight or kill a brother, what you have done is committed a trespass against that person or offended that person. So it passes over that. It doesn't even get to that point. It doesn't get that far. All right? You get the point, right, sis? Come. All right, let me see. Let's see. Now, what I want to get now is Ephesians 4:26. I see Ephesians again. See, let me see, 7. Okay, 17. Let me see. It's like you bear with me. All right, so yeah, Ephesians 4:26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. Now, ain't that deep? So it says, be angry and sin not. Now, once again, you can be angry all you want. That's fine. Because in the Bible, it says that for oppression maketh the wise man mad. You damn right I'm angry. I'm very upset. But what the hell am I going to do? Am I going to take it out on my brother? Am I going to take it out on my sister? You want to take it out on your children? That's wrong. You see what I'm saying? What you going to do? You're going to punch somebody on the street? You're going to stab somebody? You're going to kill your oppressor? The Bible says to be angry and sin not. You can be angry all you want. Just don't commit any crimes in your anger. Be wise in your anger. See what I'm saying? Do the right thing. The right thing to do is not to sin. But surely oppression does make the wise man mad. That's a good precept. And that's what King Solomon said. A very wise man who was one of the wisest on this earth. He said, yeah, I mean, like he said in Ephesians. This is Paul once again. Be ye angry and sin not, and let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Now, in this context, it's talking about the anger that you may have against somebody. And don't let the sun go down. What does that mean? When it says, let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Don't stay angry.
Huh?
Don't stay angry when it goes.
In a sense, yes. It's a little bit more. That's the meat of it. Kind of, so meaning like, okay. All right, let's say, okay. It's 10 in the morning. You go in the refrigerator, somebody drank your orange juice. And you get into an argument with your brother. And you like, hey bro, like, like, are you gonna buy me another one? Like another one, like, what's up? You just drank all my damn juice. What happened? Oh man, it was just only a little bit, man. Why are you tripping about that? No, because you really just, like, I wanted that juice. So y'all just get into an argument about it. Now you're arguing, you're mad as hell, you damn near want to put hands, you want to do something. You're infuriated with anger. Your blood is boiling. Now, I remind you, it's 10 in the morning. Now, this is the metaphor. Don't let the sun go down and still be upset. Meaning, you better hash it out before the sun goes down. Because what happens if you don't, if you don't handle that anger, if you don't handle that wrath, and the sun goes down, what could happen? Say it again. There you go. Yeah. How many times have we, as Black people, got into an argument with each other, and the family member just dies? Like, damn, the friend dies. Like, great example is Ice-Cube and Morris Chestnut. You know what I mean? Ricky. See what I'm saying? When they got into a fight, and Ricky got killed. And then the mom's like, you killed my son, you killed my son. Like, what the hell happened? And Ice Cube, he's messed up in the head, like, bro, like, we just got into it. I never got a chance to say I'm sorry, that I apologize. How many times do we experience that? 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I remember counseling somebody a long time ago about how this brother felt some type of way against himself. He had a little bit of hatred against himself because he got into an argument with his father, and his father later passed. And he was holding a grudge against his own father, but never got a chance to tell his father that he loved him, that he was sorry. And the father never got a chance to say anything back to the son either. And so that can eat a person up inside. It can really cause some damage. And to the point where the brother took it to heart. You know what I'm saying? It tore the brother up mentally and spiritually. And that can happen. It happens a lot where you get into a fight, an argument with somebody, and then next thing you know, they gone. And then you're like, damn, like I never got a chance to say, I apologize, I'm sorry. Now, the same thing that I'm gonna tell everybody is the same thing that I told this brother, right? When you are in the grave, you are thinking about nothing. All those things are forgiven. No one is in their grave thinking about what happened back in this time, back in that day. That no one's thinking about that argument, that fight that you had, those words, those hurtful words that you said. No one's thinking about that because they are now in the grave. See what I'm saying? The only thing that they know about is that they are in a deep sleep. When you are dead, you are just in a deep sleep. Imagine being in a coma for a long time. That's what death is. It's just a deep sleep. But no one's thinking about that in the grave. No one's thinking in the grave like, yeah, see what I'm saying? He's gonna feel this type of way now. It's really he's really gonna miss me when I'm gone. You see what I'm saying? Like no one is thinking about anything in the grave because they are dead. You see what I'm saying? All that should be forgiven. All right. So that's my that's what I would tell any Black and Hispanic person that has ever dealt with that. Because really, I mean, truth be told, that's the truth. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get high. Don't hurt yourself because of that. You know what I mean? Move on. Pick yourself up and move on. All right. Now, let me see here. What else did I want to go to? Let me see. Slide. Give me a second. Oh yeah, we got a couple of minutes left anyway. Because lately we have not been saying the prayers. See what I'm saying? So I'm just going to read all of them in English, of course, in the next couple of minutes. But I want to get one more scripture. Let me see. Actually, I know exactly what I need. So like, give me a second. Let's get Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. So Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. All right. You got it? Okay. All right. Actually, it's like, let me see. Okay, all right. So Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Whatsoever thy hands findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. Now, the reason why I prove that is to back that up as a precept. Now, also, this precept is speaking about whatever you want to do in life. Strive your hand, whatever you put your hand on, strive to, take it to the fullest. If you want to, go to school for whatever, like I want to go to school for nursing, right? I want to be most likely a RN. But first, I'm doing a CNA and LPN next year. I want to be the best nurse that I can be. Because when I think about the conditions of Black and Hispanic people, I think that's something that the Most High can bless me with, to work my hands to help Black and Hispanic people to protect them as well. See what I'm saying? That's something that I dreamed of doing and turn it into a reality to really make it happen. Now, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing if you actually do it. You know what I mean? Now, whatever you find your hand to do it to the fullest. Another thing is, too, you know, with working with Black and Hispanic people in the I.S.U.P.K, you know, my brothers and sisters, like, this is a business. And we have to make this business stronger and stronger because our main goal is to get Israel back in order, back in place. And that's what we are all working to do. For those that are really putting in work, for those that are really serious about this job, we are striving to get our people back in order. Because once we're gone, our job is done. What else can we do? We can't do nothing because we are now in the grave. See what I'm saying? So I just want to grab that real quick as a little preset. Is there anything else you want to talk about or say? Anything? You go ahead. No, it's good. It's all good. So with that being said, just for time's sake, cause I know we gotta get out of here in a second. Let me see. Give me 1 second here. It's like I feel like there's something else I was missing here. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk about like how not to be so timid with your family that's in the world.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Like how not to be so timid with telling your family that something is against the law. You know, your family.
Okay. There's always an opportunity to bring something up or to teach something. Like for example, like if I see somebody with some pork or something unlawful or whatever like that, and they probably don't know about it, I speak up about it. See what I'm saying? A lot of times it's going to get to a point where everybody's going to be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. No sweat. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just letting you know I'm looking out for you. There's going to be other times where people, you know, like for example, every time I'm outside, some nigga always asking me like, I got that loud. I don't smoke. See what I'm saying? It's a sin according to the Bible. And that, my bro, I apologize for asking. You know, they apologize to me. Say, oh, you got a light? I don't smoke. You see what I'm saying? You might want to go ask somebody else. I don't do that. That's not how I carry myself. See what I'm saying? Like doing stuff like that is teaching moments for people. But you don't have to shut.
The time is 8:45, and the Minneapolis Central Library will be closing in 15 minutes.
You know,
thank you.
You know, one thing you don't want to do, you don't want Satan to hold your tongue. You see what I'm saying? Because you most likely saying like, you know, hey, you know, we're not supposed to eat that. By you saying that, you're not teaching the Bible. You're just being taught what you've been. I mean, you just telling them what you've been taught. It comes out the Bible, yes, it does, but you're not showing them the scripture. According to the Bible, you can say, according to the Bible, this is unlawful, and you can show them the result of that thing being unlawful, how it affects us. For example, pork, of course, that causes all types of problems. The main one is high blood pressure. That's one. Another one is it can cause worms, cause a lot of stuff to happen inside your body. It causes migraines and headaches. I believe it messes with like the organs as well. Understand that it's poisonous, period. Any poison that you put in your body is going to affect your body, period. No matter what it is. Any drugs. They say I talked about this last Saturday. They talk about how weed can't kill. Oh, we can kill you over time, just like cigarettes can. See what I'm saying? Everything can kill. Even the air that you breathe is pollution, it can kill you. But you just want to, you know, anytime you see something that someone says or someone does, you just point it out and like, yeah, that's unlawful. I can't eat that. See what I'm saying? Especially when you're around family, you want to be careful around the food that they're trying to feed you. I will go investigate what that food is, what they put in it, ask all types of questions. Forget however they feel, how angry they get. You know what I mean? I don't trust family members with my food. I'm gonna tell you right now. Anytime I go to someone's house, I grab the food myself. See what I'm saying? Or otherwise I buy my own food. I remember when I first came to the truth, and I was I was at home during Thanksgiving because I couldn't go nowhere else. At the time, as far as it wasn't a whole lot of brothers around. You know what I mean? So I would buy stuff from the deli. Gyro burger, cheeseburger, something to hold my stomach until the next day. But I was not going to eat that Thanksgiving plate. I was going to make sure all that food in that refrigerator was going to mold and be disgusted, because I wasn't going to eat it, because it's in worship of another God, not my God. You know what I mean? And that's how as you set your standards, if people start to watch you, they're going to be like, damn, like, how come you don't do this? How come you don't do that? Sometimes they'll come up and ask you themselves. And you just tell them like, yeah, according to the Bible, it's just this and this, that. You know what I mean? And that's all you got to do, though. Otherwise, you can tell them to come to class, too. If they have questions where they're trying to battle you or something like that, you tell them, hey, you got to come to class. I can't teach. I'm not authorized to teach. See what I'm saying? But they can be taught just like you being taught. And that's how you want to handle that. You know what I mean? So that we're going to go ahead and say these prayers real quick, and we're going to get out of here. All right? That's the class. We'll go ahead and get into these prayers, man. First things first, security announcements. All right, I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We got the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Group for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, my ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation or high holy day, I should say. It's the Feast of Dedication, which is the Feast of Hanukkah. That's going to be in December, which is next month. I can't wait. It's probably one of my favorites. So, like a little sidebar. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. All right. It looks like we might have time for just one of them. Let's see. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and face the east and do the Lord's Prayer for time's sake. And I'll read in the Hebrew and the English. Just follow along with this. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abba, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, I.S.U.P.K, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'ah, Rakazaka, Hayah, Ashab, Barakazak, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathalanah, Nakam, Ka'ol, Yawam, Basalakanah, Bawatinah, Basalakanah, Bawatinah, Bala'ah, Bala'ayna, Basayawan, Abal, Hashaina, Bayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Malakwa, Baha'ala, Batakara, Lailamya, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. All right, that's the class up. All right. You out of here, Israel. Shalom. Go ahead, close this out too.